Hey friends, welcome to Inside the Mind of a Supersonic Legend, a series where I give you direct insights and breakdowns of concepts at the highest level, all in real time. Honestly, I want this series to be for you. I want to hear what you want to know about the game at every level, whether you're just embarking on this journey or looking to make that ever painful grind through Champ 2. Today, we'll be touching on two of the biggest concepts in the game thanks to the recommendations of one of my friends and current chatters. Boost management and quality, as well as what being supersonic should really look like in your gameplay. I truly hope that you find this series entertaining and that you come away being able to push your rank beyond what you ever thought possible. Feel free to let me know what I can improve on in the comments below or in one of my live streams on Twitch. Without further ado, grab some water and snacks and enjoy the video. Now that there's a boost timer, how does it change? Higher or lower rank players should address that because counting isn't required. Counting, it's still important, truthfully, because it's not just about, like, getting the boost. Spike! It's about, oh my god, hello. It's about setting up the run to get the boost. Because if you think that the boost is going to spawn quicker than it is, you ideally want to go full speed into the boost. Whenever you're going for it, you want to get the boost and then immediately return on the play with full momentum. That means you have to kind of count it. Now that you can see it, you can kind of eyeball it. There's a lot more instances. That's a great fake from Gavalanche, actually. I've seen a lot more instances of people fighting over the boost and knowing exactly when it's going to spawn. As a higher player, you always kind of have a rough sense. But now, even at lower ranks, like, you don't really have to worry about the counting of seconds. You just have to make sure that you keep your momentum up going through the boosts. If you get the boost and then fully break to get it, like, you're not really going to get back into the play, especially in like 2s or 1s where there's a lot of space. So a lot of the times too, you're not even going to really be thinking about the big boosts because you have the pads to work off of. Like, ideally you shouldn't have to be relying on big boosts. Good positioning from Gavalanche. Oh, that's a hell of a flick. Amen. Does it also change how you view stealing a boost now there's a timer? Absolutely, yeah. If you guaranteed know you could steal it on your run, then it's so much more worth it. I've seen a lot more instances, even in pro play, when you know exactly when it's spawning, it's worth taking the extra 2 seconds on offense to make sure that they don't have boost. Arguably, I'd say its biggest impact is in stealing boosts. I've seen it change how pros play quite actively. It's a very important thing to be aware of at most ranks. But that being said, I think most ranks have to worry about boost management more than they do the actual counting. Because the counting is only important to make sure for the quantity, but I think the quality gets overlooked. If you notice, like when I'm playing around the field, like even here on this entire challenge, right? I'm not using any boost unless it's to catch up to the play. I use just as much as I have to catch up. And then once I catch up, I stop boosting. Try and get the pinch. I do get the demo into it. Try and get the boost. I know that's his main object there. Try and beat him because he's playing wall side again. Great cuts. I'm just making some very tight plays to not instantly get scored on here. Although it doesn't look too good when it's just floating above net. I'm fighting for my life. But no, the quality of your boost is super, super important. I would argue that like 80% of the player base uses way, way too much boost for what they need, more so than like needing to focus on counting and stealing. And also, you can't even really trust your teammates to go for a boost steal unless you have full momentum. Like, unless the boost is already up, then I think it's, you know, it's fine to go for on the way. You definitely shouldn't, as like a plat, be sitting on boosts, trying to trust your teammates who also don't know what they're doing to make the play, you know? Oh. Because, like, even here, I'm in GC3 right now, and stuff like that still happens. Like, it just never goes away to where you can fully trust it until you're literally playing professional play. Try and pop it, go for a bomb. Nitro has nothing here. Go for the bombs. Go for double bump? Get the double bump. Don't go for it. But even throughout the play, right, I'm always trying to save a little bit of boost for my next play. The boost management of most players I don't think is good enough to where stealing matters. What about Supersonic? I think a lot of people don't fully grasp, and that's an OG mech. Oh yeah, I mean, there's concepts like that for days that people don't understand of like what being Supersonic means, because you don't always want to actually be Supersonic. Boost management is literally just clicking the button less. In theory, literally any single person can just get better at boost management. It's using the button less, but when you're looking for efficiency, that's where I think a lot of the problems come. Or I at least haven't heard it when I was ranking up, of just how important it is to make sure that you save a little boost. You want to be very conscious of your boost usage. Oh my god. Double jump hit. Beautiful. Double jump hit far enough out, and I knew they didn't have boost. Once you get a high enough rank like that, like that's a double jump hit that's technically centering it straight to them, but because I saw the back left guy not have the boost, that makes it a good play. Like reacting to the game state with boost is also something that's very important, but that's a skill that's much harder to develop. Does one improve boost management in-game or through Fupe Workshop training? Straight up, it's just playing games. I think it's the one thing that you can't really practice. Management, at least, is the one thing that's difficult to practice. You have to learn the pad rotations, you have to learn everything like that. You can always go pick up pads. Yeah, no, well, exactly. You can always pick up pads. I just mean the concept of using less boost in game, because that's a very different concept than knowing the pad lines and getting the quantity. The quality is something you can practice. You can do no boost free play. Those drills are hard. If you ever think you're hot shit in free play, go into a game with limited boost. I, at least, was very bad at that. I struggled immensely having a lower quantity boost, because it makes you make sure that every movement uses as little boost as possible. That's probably the best way to train it, although I don't think that there's exactly anything like the game state. I don't think there's anything like training boost quality in-game, because then you have to deal with people challenging you, you have to deal with so many other factors, and even just like general positioning for the boost. Like nothing will prepare you for the quality you have to do when you get off of one of these plays, and now I have 50 boost and not the advantage, and I still have to try to take an advantage. And I do, look, that's a perfect example right there. That is exactly like what I am talking about. Those situations you'll never be able to train. You'll absolutely never be able to train those in free play. Organically, at least. Trying to read your opponent's car language and decision while going and maintaining boost is very difficult. It's hard to do it, but the hardest part is doing it while playing Rocket League, in my opinion. It's also something that it's not mechanical. You can, in theory, just become really good at it right away. There's nothing stopping you from just instantly applying, using less boost, using, or at least focusing on higher quality plays with the boost. Because both of them are very different skills. Keep it on the ground for my teammate, great 50. Sunblaze has no clue where I am. Go for the bump here. Nice. Really good play. Really good off-ball play there. But again, right, I can get away with that because I know he's low. We starved him. We took enough of the boost to where once you get the quality and quantity down, that's when you can start thinking about it as a game state. I don't think he's wrong, to be fair. But once you get to this level, I'd say around, like, GC2-ish. Oh, I can't believe you missed that. Around GC2-ish. It's roughly where you want to start, like, that's when you could start, like, trying to play the early basics of Rocket League, which is crazy to say conceptually. Obviously, you can before then, especially if you're playing, like, a league or something more structured, for sure. You still can improve so much more with the quantity and quality of boost that I don't think you should be focusing on it. And then as far as Supersonic, yeah, using as little boost as possible to go Supersonic is, like, I think about as much as the general public knows. Because you really don't want to be going Supersonic 24/7. Because that was something that I honestly thought when I first learned, like, oh, you hear the pros and, like, you see the statistics about going Supersonic all the time and how often pros are going Supersonic. But it's mostly because their pace of play is so much quicker. Like, this entire play, I've been in the right position, and I haven't used a single bit of Supersonic. That was another perfect example right there. I didn't go Supersonic at all. Genuinely, I didn't even go close to it. Let me go into the replay even and talk about it, because I think that was a very good example of games. I think it's a very good example of the boost management. When I'm approaching this play shadowing, I see teammate with full boost leaving the corner. So I know instantly this guy doesn't have any boost because he's been fighting in their side for a while. When I go to defend this, I know he doesn't have boost. He doesn't have it on top of his hood right now, so I don't think that there's any way he can get it on the hood and make an instant threat, meaning one of his options is trying to fake a pass or slow play the mid. We're going to fly cam. Oh, I gotta pull out the epic pen. We're getting the epic pen here. We're getting into it. Do I not have epic pen installed? Okay, we're installing epic pen. Download now. Oh, it's free. No, it's still free. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I just missed the download button. I think I'm just going to keep this whole part in the video. Inside the mind of an SSL trying to download one program. I know that this guy doesn't have any boost. Because this entire play, he's pushed all the way back, uses his boost to get here. I saw my teammate grab the full boost, which is how I know it. I see him boxing out Sunblaze, so there's one way he could go here. But at any rate, he's boxing the mid pass, right? Even if he just follows through this way, he's blocking this much of the field. In theory, there's nothing D87 could do here with this play towards mid. And now, because he doesn't have boost, his only option really is to try to push it to the corner and get boost. If he was a really high-level player, that's what he would really be trying to do. Instead, he sees me cutting him off, so we can see it play out from the same angle, where now Jeremy's covering the entire play. Sunblaze has no boost that is pushed up super aggressively now. So now we can see, all right, he doesn't have the one option that I cut off by taking his boost. He goes to panic. He tries to cut it in and just go for a basic flick. He doesn't get a good flick really at all on this play. Because he has all of those options cut off from him, he has nothing else he could do, and that just makes him very uncomfortable. That's how you control boosts when you're good enough to manage it. And just running this play through the entire way. He tries to go for a flick, but because he has to hesitate so many times, it's just awkward. Sunblaze is in a really awkward spot as well, because he has no boost. He's trying to play aggressive here, but Jeremy boxes everything he would do. So now he's just like, almost like if you're swinging like baseball, you're kind of like your hands are jammed, you get caught inside. He's getting caught inside to where he really can't get a good play because of how quickly I'm on this ball. He just has to try to flick to get one hit around me, which then sets up my teammate. My teammate's POV on this is very good as well, actually. Because you can see him, look, he checks where the opponent is, he makes sure that he covers mid, and he doesn't try to cover net. If this ball goes into the net, it's my fault. He trusts me to have that challenge really well, to where now finally looking at D87's position on this, there's nothing you could do here. It looks like space. He could have probably put on a better flick, but it's so uncomfortable for him to really do anything. He doesn't have a single point of boost to recover this play. If he has even one pad here, I genuinely believe that he might score that on me. But because of the entire play prior, because of all of this windup, because he overcommit in the corner here, that's why he didn't score here. That's how far back the boost management goes. It's super important to be making sure that you manage boost at these levels. And that's something you'll see at a lot of pro level. A lot of pro play as well, you'll see the boost management. The only real time pros make mistakes is when they're put under heavy boost pressure. For the most part. Right, I see my teammate has boost. Just cut off an option and then go for the challenge. I'm forcing him into flicking it a certain way. He can't pass it mid because that is something to look out for. My teammate did an amazing job cutting that off. But he doesn't even have the boost to really get something powerful. Once he stops going Supersonic here, that's when it's a green light for me to challenge. And if you notice, that's exactly when I turn in on the play. Right, he's going Supersonic. The second I see him cut and I grab the boost, instant challenge. Because it's so hard to catch back up to the ball once you cut Supersonic. D87 here, his only chance, when you run out of boost, you need to try to keep your momentum up in as many ways as possible to stay relevant at any rank. You want to try to really focus on, this is something you could do at free play too. You could focus on just turning boost off or not using boost and just moving around the field. I'll show even after what you could do for that. Wave dashes, chain dashes, just really trying to go super quick. Hey, just stopping by real quick. If you made it this far into the video, it'd mean the world to me if you're supporting me by liking the video or subscribing to my channel. I genuinely love this game with all of my heart, and I promise to be consistently uploading to this channel with the goal of doing this full-time one day eventually. Alright, love you. Back to the video. Even if I'm not, I could just, you go here, you can go to settings, and then standard, I mean, I guess you could just not use it. But I like playing with limited boost so that I can just drain myself and then just really trying wave dashes, flicks, getting those down, getting your sharp turns down, seeing how far you could turn with as little boost as possible. Something that's even a tiny thing that you can work on is like trying to turn like this in stages rather than doing one big motion. Because if you notice, when I boost and do one big motion, I lose Supersonic. But if I get Supersonic and then I turn in stages like this, it stays a little bit longer. As long as you're gentler with it, like this, you don't lose Supersonic. And that's even without the boost. If you don't turn harshly enough, like, you kind of have some residual Supersonic you can get from just turning slightly safer. Like right there, I didn't use any boost and I stayed Supersonic around the whole field. So in theory, I could be 0 boost this entire play. And then like, okay, now you want to practice your flicks into this. And now you see I'm just maintaining momentum without any boost. Try to throw in, you know, as sharp of a turn as you can while maintaining momentum. Or just even timing your flick to when you would end momentum, like this. And just trying to get a good hit through the ball. Also, practicing it both ways is very important. But honestly, those are 2 very important things that are like very, very foundational skills that you could use at any level. If I'm absolutely 0 and I need this boost, it's so much better if there's an entire play developing. That's slow, right? If you're not building any momentum to try to get this boost when you're rotating back, I'm imagining you're 3rd. Instead, even just front flipping is like, you know, kind of the next step up where it's like, all right, you get some momentum to get the boost and then you get there. But really what you could do is, obviously this flipping through it is great, but if you keep your momentum up like this, grabbing this boost, now I'm ready for this play. I have 80, like if I had the challenge right there, I have 80 boost, I use 20 boost to turn, I have 80 boost now, no matter where the ball is, I can slam it. If I'm in the play. Get that 100 boost, because if, you know, that's also going back to what you were saying, Haffy, sitting on the boost. If I'm sitting here counting it, right? Like, alright, say I mistime it, there's a play happening mid, like, oh, okay, I see it's gonna spawn, I have to wait on it now. Alright, now I go. That's, you're not gonna get anywhere with that, you know? You're wasting a lot of valuable time. Whereas here, if I'm doing it in rotation, I see it coming. You see how much smoother that is? I'm not wasting as much movement. I'm not wasting time, and that's the kind of the tiny things you could do of even just practicing this. This is very good practice too, to be honest with you. Just really trying to get those timers down. Trying to mix up the timers even and just go in different orders. Keeping momentum up while you go through the boost is something that's very important. Trying not to slow down as much as possible. I think Supersonic, that's one of the most important things. I think Supersonic is completely misunderstood. You don't always want to be Supersonic. The term I prefer, personally, is matching the pace of play. I much prefer thinking about it like that rather than being Supersonic. Because right here, obviously, I'm flipping to get back, but now, if you notice, I slow down once the play is at a standstill, right? There's no way he shoots this. I see him hit the brakes. I don't know how much boost he has, but I see him hit the brakes, which means he's not going to go for an underside skim with the ball. He's not going to go for anything instantly. He's going to probably half volley it or full volley it. He ends up opting for the full volley, but either way, I slow down to make sure that I don't get too close to the play. Sitting where I am now, even with as little boost as I have, also that padding, by the way, that's why padding is super important. But without even going Supersonic, I'm in the perfect position for this ball. I use as little boost as possible. Even here, right? He's doing absolutely nothing in the corner. There's no threat. I use a little boost because maybe he could have, but he's doing nothing. And because of that, I save all 16 boost for this one play. While not being Supersonic. This play is like the perfect culmination of both boost and Supersonic, to be honest. Because it's just recognizing, all right, I need to slow down here. We're probably going to... He got the boost grab. I didn't see anyone close mid, so I can slow down. Save what little boost I have, let him do it. My teammate realizes he should be challenging and challenges. But because I saved that boost, if I don't save this boost, I don't get this save. And D87 absolutely thought he starved me here. He played this super aggressively because he saw me like get a bad flip. He gets the boost. He gets the hit. He gets a great 50 on it. He gets more of my boost and my pads. So he's basically sitting here playing like there's no way this ball goes high or that he gets a bang from it. And then that wasn't even really a bad flip. He was just too close to the play. He couldn't get up to it in time. But if I went Supersonic at this ball in the corner, this play wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have defended this. If I was sitting here trying to think, go, 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 play fast, 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 Supersonic, I don't think it would have happened. I think it's very important to know, in the corners especially, in your own corners, almost never do you want to be going supersonic, in my opinion. I much prefer playing slower corners like this and letting the play sort itself out. Because corners are where it gets chaotic, and corners are where you win and lose games. It's also very good positioning for me still, because even looking at his perspective, you could see why he didn't shoot this right away as well. Because even though as much pressure as they had, and he probably could have shot right away, it looks like this is like a free shot, you know what I mean? I'm sitting there ready for the shot. I'm about as ready as you could be for any shot that he throws on. I'm near post turning back, so where I could turn near post, I could turn far post. He has to try to go to control it. That's also something that's very important. He doesn't get the best play on it regardless, but that's what having the good positioning over going for boost does. In conclusion, do not always go supersonic. Bad. Playing fast is not just spamming supersonic.